All right, Grandpa. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Salvador Nunez,
All right,
and
and
I'm the son of Jesus Nunez y Sara Galindo de Nunez. I was born in this little town named Atotonilco en el estado de Jalisco, en Mexico. My grandparents on my mother's side were Margarito Galindo y Carmen Jiménez. En el lado del papá, the father's side, is Urbano Núñez y Concepción Guzmán. Okay, what else?
all right. You said where you were born. Did you stay there? Did you stay in Totonilco for a long time, or did you leave pretty early on in life?
¿Cómo?
Like, did you the town? Like, did
Oh,
you?
the town where I was born, we left when I was about 2 years old. We went to Mexico City, where I grew up. I went to school. And that was my life. I don't know.
What was it like? Like, were there lots of like? So now it's all urban,
Well,
big downtown.
you know that was a long time ago. There was hardly any buildings the way there is now. It was like the countryside. You know, that was the time where still chicken run loose in the streets.
Were there paved roads?
That's some of them, but not too many.
Okay. Was the town square still sinking?
¿Cómo?
You know how like the middle of Mexico City, it's like sinking.
Oh yeah, well, we didn't notice at that time. I didn't know. I couldn't care less about that.
All right. Besides going to school, because you were a little kid, what else did you like? What did you do after like say you go to school from 8 to 1, 2, whatever. What do you do after school?
Well, go to school. The school was at that time, you go to school from 8 to 12, I think it was. And then from 2 to 5, yeah, something like that. So that was most of the time you're in school.
Oh yeah, okay.
So sometimes you play hooky and go someplace else.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you in school? Like I know you said that it was a bunch of different classes or
Well,
different
yeah,
age
well,
groups.
the type of school that they sent me was some kind of one time it was like Catholic school, which I didn't like those nuns.
Yeah, I get that.
But later on, they took me to another school, which was like one big room, and there was all the grades together. Sometimes the older students teach the younger students. So if you're smart enough, you pick up
Additional things.
the higher grades,
Okay.
and that's the way it goes.
Did you have a lot of friends in school?
Well, yeah, I have my friends. And,
Okay.
I don't know where they are, but
But they were there.
yeah.
All right. Were you a good kid in class, or were you like talkative?
Well, I don't know what kind of student I was, but I think I was good enough.
Okay.
But then you're so poor or whatever it was that you have to go to work when you're too young. And that changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
So,
So this was the 30s and 40s, right?
yes, it was in the late 30s. No, the late 40s, yeah. Not in the late 40s. It was
Late
30s and 40s.
30s
Yeah.
and 40s, right?
Yeah, when I went to school, yeah.
Yeah. When you were in school, because like late 30s and 40s, right?
Yeah.
So like World War II's going on.
Yeah, that was when the World War II was going on.
What did you hear about it, or did it affect you at all? Like in Mexico, I don't, because they didn't really get involved in the war.
Well, what I can remember during the war, everything was limited and we have to go make a line to get some kind of food that you got to take your own cup or whatever.
To fill it up?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the way it was. For us, anyway.
Right. Okay. Were the hot dogs always red?
The what?
The hot dogs. Were the hot
There
dogs
was no
always
hot
red?
dogs. I mean, I didn't know hot dogs until I came here.
I just remember.
Or hamburgers.
I just remember going to Mexico City and they had the red hot dogs, and I'm like, "What is that?"
Yeah, but not at that time.
Okay.
No hot dogs.
Okay. So then that's 30s and 40s, because you were born in 34, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then say the end of the 40s, say we get to 48. So now you're 14.
Now what?
So say we go to 1948.
1948.
You're 14 years old.
I guess so.
Okay. You're out of school already because you got out of school
yeah,
at 12.
because I was working.
Right. Where are you working?
Well, I had kind of tried different places. 48, I probably was working with these electrician guys,
Okay.
which it wasn't bad.
So you learn the craft, you learn the skill.
Well, yeah, you learn it, yeah. You're not at that time, that's all you do, learn. And 1948, yeah, 48, 50, you know. Then I moved to the brewery, which was a more steady job. I stay close to home. And I stayed until 1952, which this guy came around and he asked me if I want to come to the United States. And that I don't know, I wasn't sure that I want to come because I was doing good. And but that temptation or adventure got me over here. Of course, we were coming illegally. You got to cross the river swimming, and before that, you spend time waiting for that river to go down. Yeah.
You just sit there for a couple days or what?
No, we stayed there for about a month.
Oh, wow.
It was raining someplace and the river was always high.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but so before you come over, what's your family doing? Because you got brothers and sisters and stuff.
Well, yeah, but they were younger than me,
Okay.
so
Oh, so say you're 52, you're 16, 17.
Yeah, 17.
Okay, so 17. Then how old at that point are your brothers and sisters? Because they're younger.
Well, I have a sister that was older than me. And then between me and my other brother, there was four that died. So we are in a space between me and the living brother, 10 years, and the other one is 15 years.
Right.
So we separate by that much. I don't really grow up with them.
Right. Yeah. They had
So,
totally different childhoods.
yeah, it was different
Okay.
ages.
Right. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So, all right. So you waited it out for a month at the river. That's crazy.
Well, you just do waiting in there,
That's nuts.
Yeah, you're sleeping over there wherever you can,
Yeah.
like homeless.
All right. So then you cross the river. You get in. And you said you hopped on a truck.
Well, these coyotes, once we cross the river, this guy picked up us in a car, and we drove all the way to, actually, Dallas forward.
Okay.
So we drove all night, and we got there, I don't know, maybe about 11. And we got into, we got some tickets to get to train, the train to Chicago. And, the funny thing is I never saw, when you go to the bathroom, it was one room for blacks and one room for whites. So, I mean, I could go to either one, which I did. Then once you're on the train, that's the same thing. You choose, you go with the whites or the blacks. And we went with the blacks. I don't know. I didn't know any better anyway. I didn't know about discrimination in that way.
In Mexico, everybody's just Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, you get discriminated some other ways.
Yeah. Well, wait, time out. Is there discrimination amongst Mexicans based on color, though? Like darker Mexicans and lighter Mexicans?
Well, I don't know exactly if it is. It's just, if you're poor, you're poor. If you're rich, you're rich, and they always look you down.
Fair enough.
I think they still have it.
Yeah, probably. I don't think it goes away.
No, it's not going to go away. They always something like. But here we are.
Yeah. So you take the train to Aurora, you said?
Yeah, well, we take the train, supposedly Chicago, but we get off in this town named Joliet, which is about 20 miles from Aurora. And that's where we went.
All right. Not bad.
So then we started looking for a job.
What was the first job you got?
Well, I stayed in Aurora for a few days, and then I went to South Chicago to see an aunt that was there. So I stayed with her, and I found a job in a lumberyard, which he pays about $1 an hour.
You said $1 an hour?
Yeah, $1 an hour.
Jesus.
$40 a week.
Okay. Okay.
But then, things, I didn't like it over there. So I moved back to Aurora, and find me a job over there. And I stayed there for a long time. But then, I was working at this place where they make insulation. That was my first job in Aurora.
Like the pink stuff?
Uh,
Like insulation for houses? Like the pink shit?
insulation for houses.
Okay. It's fiberglass, huh?
Yeah, fiberglass. So then I was doing all right there. I got me my first car. That was a 1947 Chevrolet. And because I like to drive around, I don't like to depend on anybody.
Right. So
And
you
then-
got your freedom wheels.
Yeah. I changed jobs. And I went to work. I don't remember which one was first. Machine shop. I think a machine shop. But then, I look around and there was a better job on the railroad. And I stayed there, which it was good. You usually ride the train for free.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So what did you have to do? Like, did you fix the train?
The what?
So you
No, we were over there at the warehouse.
okay?
I work at the warehouse, they have all kinds of parts and materials that they need on the line.
Right.
So we used to just take the order and take all the stuff, and so every day there's a train coming out of there with full of stuff going different places
gotcha.
on the
Okay.
route. So that was it.
Okay. That's kind of
And
cool.
I
So
stayed,
so like train one shows up and drops off a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
and you take it off and you split it up,
yeah.
and then train two comes and picks up part of it, and then train three comes and picks up part of it, and then you just issue
No,
it out.
no, it was a warehouse. You just back them up the containers,
Oh, okay.
and we just fill the containers with this whatever
Whatever they
they
had.
needed,
Yeah.
and we just put it in there, and every day those containers go out.
Got you.
So
That's cool. That's cool.
which it was an easy job. So I stayed there until, well, meantime, and some other things. I met your grandmother. I used to have fun, go places. But then the immigration used to come around, and one time I make up my mind and says, well, I can't take this no more,
Yeah.
So I decided to go back to Mexico voluntarily. And then I tried to get my papers to legalize, which I did.
Mhm.
It didn't took me long, maybe 6 to 8 months,
Okay.
So I came back legally.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then when you came back, did you go back to Chicago?
Well, when I came back, I tell you, there's a lot of stories in between there, but I cannot go into all that. So when I crossed, I had my money ran out,
Right.
and I find me a ride with these people that I had to wait maybe a week for them to leave. That people was coming to Ohio to work.
Okay.
So the deal was I drive the car because I had a license, and they bring me over. But I had no money. And, one of the things that I remember is I met this girl, I don't know, there was just talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her what's happening, and she lent me $15.
What? There you go.
So then we came all the way to Lima, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
We drove all the way up there. And I was with that people, and they wanted me to stay. When we got over there, they invited me to stay over there at the farm or whatever it was. And I look at it and I said, no way. So I only have maybe $5, $6. So the guy that I drove over there, he gave me maybe $2, $3. I don't remember. I just made enough money to pay for the ticket on the bus to Chicago.
Right, just to get back.
Yeah.
But once you got back, was your aunt still there? Like, were you able to go back and, like, you had somewhere to go?
Yeah, well, I knew already. I lived there for
Right. For years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And your grandmother was over there. We were not married, but she was over there.
Yeah.
So here I am. I got over there maybe for I don't know how much money I have, but I didn't have.
I had 30 cents.
Yeah,
All right.
but I made it.
Yeah.
And then I go back to work, and then we got married the year after. I think I got over there.
So what year did you come back then?
Well, when I went back in 1954,
Okay.
so
So 54 you went back to Mexico.
yeah,
And at 55 you were back here already.
yeah, 55 I got back over here.
And then 56 you got married?
Yeah,
Shit. And then 57 my mom was born.
right. Yeah, but we stay there,
Okay. So
Right.
was grandma working too?
Yeah, of course, you gotta work.
Yeah, well,
There's no, yeah, you gotta work to survive, buy things that you want or something.
Okay.
So we stay there, and then Elda got born 2 years after. No, wait a minute.
It's
She got born in 60.
okay, so 3 years.
Yeah. And then, we were just living there, and
Just working, living.
yeah, working and living. And
What was Aurora like? Was it a small town? Cause I
well, Aurora was, for me, it was small town. When I got over there, it was about 40,000 people. But that town had a lot of work.
okay.
You can switch jobs.
Cause it's a suburb, right?
Yeah, well, that's about 40 miles from Chicago.
Okay.
So we used to go to Chicago, and but I don't know. I can't tell you a lot of things in there, but it was just living there.
Well, like how was Chicago like? Cause Chicago was set on fire, right?
Well, that was
That was way before.
Yeah,
That was
of
way
course.
before. But like, I'm saying like, was there still rebuilding? Cause that
no,
no,
it was built already.
it was already built up. All right.
I think the fire was
I thought it was in the 30s, right?
no, that was in 19 something, 1905 or something like that.
Oh, it was early.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was like the late 30s that was that fire.
No,
Okay.
no, that fire was way before that.
Okay. So what was the city like? Like, did you ever go out, like, because you guys are young, you know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, there
So-
was a lot of places to go, you know.
Okay.
I mean, at that time it wasn't a lot of Mexicans or Latinos. The few that was mostly in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
And
they.
the small towns too, you know.
Okay.
And all the parties that used to be, dances, good ones that be in Chicago. Once in a while we get in Aurora or Joliet,
Okay.
you know, that we used to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so then this is the what, mid to late 50s, early 60s at this point then?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is you're up there and sometimes you get tired. Then the snow and the heat and all that. So I was always looking magazines or places to move.
Right. You just couldn't deal
my
with the cold.
grandmother, she didn't want to move. So I tell her, you know, let's go to Texas, to her hometown. She says, okay.
It's warmer.
So we left in 62.
Left in 62.
Yeah, your Tio Pepe was born in 62. So we left about 3 months after he was born.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So then you guys go down to Texas.
Well, we went down to Texas, which it wasn't good. For me, it wasn't.
Right.
You know, because jobs are limited.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but it was, I don't know now, but a lot of discrimination even between the born in Mexico and the ones born in Texas.
Oh, definitely. I think that still exists.
I don't know if it's still on, but
That still exists here. All right, hold on. We're pause right there.
okay.